How's it going, everyone? Today is November 12th, 2019, and this is Thriving Bulls Trade of the Day. Hello, good morning or afternoon, wherever you guys are coming from. This is Thriving Bulls Trade of the Day. We just took a trade on the USDJPY for a buy, and this is based off of Thriving Bulls signals. Let me pull that up for you just one second. All right, as you can see here, we have the trade, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 109 point spot 14. We have about 13 and a half minutes left for this trade. So we took it at 70.75. NADEX has been having a little bit of issues here in the past couple of hours on their servers, live as well as demo, at least on our end. Liquidity has just been a little weird. We gave them a call, and they said that their techs were looking at the issue. So I think that's probably why we have a profit of 17.25, but it's saying that we have a total of 0. For us to even buy into this trade was kind of annoying. It was kind of hard to get into just because of the liquidity issues that they were having. But we bought down here at 109 spot 14. We bought it around when price was around here at about 1.6, so about 3 pips away, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 to 3 pips away from it. So we've got about 12 minutes left. We are pretty heavily into the money here. We're looking at about 7 pips in the money that we are right now. But this is a JPY pair, so JPY pairs can do a lot in that matter of time. Let's go ahead and go into the Thinkorswim chart and see what the USDJPY looks there. Okay, we have it right here. It looks like we have a pretty good uptrend. That's looking really good in our favor here. It looks like that price is kind of heading down a little bit just because of this overbought zone that we have here going on. But our price is roughly about right. It's roughly about right here. It's about where our price is. So price would have to really come down pretty heavy to get to that point. It may even be a little bit more up. It may be. Let's go ahead and just delete this, and then we'll go ahead and just. It's roughly about right there. So price will have to really come down strong to really get to that position. But again, this is a JPY pair, so anything is possible. But we do have a lot of things going in our favor here. We have a huge trend line that's in our favor. So we have that going for us. We have this zone right here that really wanted to be tested. That price could come down, hit that, and then come back up to retest this highs on the positive 0.5. There's a lot of things that are in our favor right now. So we're going to go back at the NADEX, see where we're at on price. Still saying 17, 16. We're roughly getting around the same prices here. We got only one contract, so typically if you would have done a 5 contract order on this. Bring up the trusty, faithful calculator here, and you're looking at 17.25 as profit at the moment. We'll just do 17. We'll round it, so we do 17 times 5. You're looking at about $85 worth of profit, and this is just on one trade. You would be able to profit pretty heavily on this just from this alone. And then you think that if we close this out and profit in the next 10 minutes and we let this trade just expire, you're looking at 100 minus our risk, which is 70.75. So we have 29.25. So this is what we could potentially make. So if you did 5 contracts on that, you're looking at 146.25. So our signals alone are $150 a month, and just off one trade, you could potentially make your entire monthly subscription off of just one trade. Now, if we go into our signals here and we go to our results, this is what we really, really love to see. As you can see within our results, we've had no losses here in these last 15 trades. We've had no losses, so we love to see this. We do have losses every once in a while, but we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is our 7th trade today. Not a loss as of yet. They've been roughly about 40 to $30 winners, so you can see that you'd have 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. 180, and then we'd have another one which would be about 210. So even one loss, you would be able to cover that loss if you had all these trades as of right now. Price is moving down pretty strong. Looks like price was way up here at 24, and it's come down at least around 4 pips. 4.5 pips, and it's still coming down. We have about 9 minutes left. So again, like I said, anything is possible. We're going down in profit now. We were at 17.25, now we're at 15, so just about $2.25. We see that price is coming down pretty heavily, so we're going to go ahead. And as you can see, this is where this entire gap is where liquidity was just non-existent. So like I said, price is coming down. We're on a 5-minute chart. But this is what's going to show us that we probably are going to see price is not going to come all the way down, is because we did not have any sort of candle formation from these two candles, zero. Typically that is a telltale sign. As you can see, engulfing came down, engulfing came up, but no engulfing here. No engulfing, so no IG. So we could see a huge drop down, but what I potentially see happening here is if we take a Fibonacci tool and go from this swing low up to this swing high, we're at 23.6, and what I could potentially see happen is that price will come down into this 38.2, maybe hover around there for a little bit, and then come back up and retest this high, and then maybe come back down and maybe test the 50, and then come, it could do a lot of different things, or it could just come bust right through and come into the 100, or bust right through and come into the 78.6, and we'll lose the trade, and then come back up. But again, JPY pairs are a little unpredictable. They're just like GBP pairs. They're extremely unpredictable. So this is why we always encourage people to monitor your trades. It's extremely important that you monitor your trades. Don't just take the trade just because the signal tells you to. The signals aren't telling you what to do. These signals are just suggested prices on what we're taking. We're letting you guys know what we're taking, and you can take them at your own leisure if you wish. Let's see here. Let's see if we got anything else going for us right here. We can take a trend line from this to this, and we can see that we are roughly around in that trend line area. So we can see that. So it's all about where price wants to go. So we're going to go ahead and delete this. Delete that trend line, and we're going to keep this up, and we're going to go ahead and go back into NADEX, see where price is now. We're at 16.25. We're roughly about 5 pips away, but we have about 7 minutes left. As you can see, the candles are really kind of dying off. They're not like, yes, they are all red candles, but they're not really showing a lot of strength, as you can see. So we could go ahead and just close this trade out if we wanted to, take about $15 gain, roughly about, it would be 15 now because of the commission. But we're just going to kind of wait this out and just kind of see what we can get. If we still continue to drop down, if we get around into the 16 area, we'll probably go ahead and close it just because it's 2 pips, and you don't really want to do that. So you kind of want to kind of just watch it, observe it, and see if we're going to come back and maybe test this low here and then maybe come up from there. But again, like I said, anything is possible. That's why it's very, very important that you watch these trades in action and not just take them blinded and then just hope to be a millionaire overnight. It's just not how it works. We do also have this going in our favor as well. Price is about to get into an oversold range. We've just formed a nice candle formation from here. But it's not as strong as a lot of other candle formations. It's just showing a seller's weakness and buyer strength within this candle right there. So we have that going for us. But what could always happen is I never really trade off of these types of candle formations, especially off of a downtrend, because what you can see happen sometimes is that price is doing exactly what it's doing now, which is called wick filling. And so what it does is basically just fills in the wick gap, and then it maybe comes up or keeps dropping lower. It just depends on who takes over the strength. So looks like price is now starting to heavily drop. Let's go ahead and go back to NADEX. We're looking at about a $16 gain. We're going to get ready to get rid of the trade in the event that it drops down into the spot 16. Let's see, we got about 5 minutes left. Anything's possible here. So we're still roughly around, we're 4, 5, 6, 7. We're about 3 pips in the money as of right now. But again, price can do whatever it wants. We have roughly about 4 minutes left. So if we kind of keep going up here and we go back into the 18 area, we should be okay. But if we just keep on dropping, then we probably will not be. But what I'm seeing is we're seeing somewhat of a pattern where we have a little bit of a drop off and a little bit of stagnation, a little bit of drop off, stagnation, drop off, maybe possible now some stagnation here. So we're seeing price come right back up into that spot 18. And we're just going to kind of watch this, kind of go back into the Thinkorswim chart, see what we're seeing here. We can see the price is now testing at 38.2 on the downside. So as long as if it breaks this, we'll be in the clear. But if it doesn't, then we will probably not be. So we'll go ahead and close it out. But we're just going to kind of watch it. We have roughly, let's see here, price is just not wanting to do what we want it to do. But that is okay. All right, we have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left until this trade goes. Sometimes these, we always suggest too, you never let trades be what I call nail biters. If you're worried about the trade losing, just close it out. Even though $8 is not a lot, it's still profit. It's still profit that you didn't have in your account to begin with. So that's always important to know. Like don't just take a trade out of pride. Don't not close out a trade because of pride and greed, and just saying, well, $5 isn't a lot, $30 is more. I'll just keep the trade on. I'll just keep the trade on. No, don't do that. If you start to have an emotional attachment to the trade, then it's not healthy. So you just kind of want to close it if you feel that it needs to be closed, and keep it open if you feel like it needs to be kept open. Like it needs to be a technical indicator, not because of emotions. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to personally keep this open. We're coming right back into our trend. We're coming into our trend line now, even though we are somewhat. Let me see here. I did not mean to do that. Even though we are somewhat auto zoom. Here we go. Even though we are somewhat really close to our price here, we are coming into our trend line. We're really, really oversold now. And so we should see price come back up, but we shall see. We have roughly 3 minutes left until this trade expires. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens. We're still above our price. So we're just going to go ahead and see. We're not even a pip away from our price now. But, I mean, we could still close this trade out for a $16 loss if we really wanted to. It's not that bad of a loss. So we're just going to kind of watch this. We have about 2 minutes left. Now we're roughly half a pip away, a fourth a pip away. But we still have time. We still have 2 minutes for a candle to really kind of come up and really retest this zone. So as long as we have, let's see, now that we know where our price is roughly about right there, maybe. It's roughly about there. It's always so hard to kind of guesstimate these things when the prices are different. All right, now we're right on the money. About a minute and a half left. Now we're about a 0.1. So I'm just going to let this trade ride. I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when we have 10 seconds left. All right, and as you can see, we have about 5 seconds left. This was a close call, but we are going to go ahead and win this trade at price at 4.6. So literally 0.6 pips on this trade. It was a close one. We're going to go ahead and go back into this, and as you can hear, well, it read it as up 148. This is, we get these directly from NADEX. So we did win this trade. We made about $30 on the trade, so that's reflected onto our account. Let's go back into NADEX, and we can see that it is reflected on our account. So that's great. And as you can see, now we're having a pop. Now let's go ahead and go into Thinkorswim and see why this is possibly happening. So as you can see, price tested this trend line once, and then going into this weekend twice, and then price just is breaking it. So it's probably going to go ahead and try to retest this 38.2 or the 23.6. It came down and pretty much tested our price right on it, and then it just came back up. So this was Thriving Bull signals. We were just following Thriving Bull signals, and also, as you can see, we were extremely oversold here as well. But this is why it's so important to monitor your own trades. It's extremely, extremely important to just monitor them. Don't just take them all willy-nilly. Take them based off of your own analysis, to see if you agree or disagree. And with that, we thank you for everybody who has chosen to follow Thriving Bull signals, or if you're with the Auto Trader or the deviation levels, we thank you for being a part of this a tremendous family. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section down below, or visit our website at www.thrivingbull.com.